guys, so I actually just recorded this entire exact video, but I realized that through the whole video you can hear my roommates being loud and slamming doors, so I'm gonna do a retake and hopefully before they come back because they just left. So yes. Okay, so hi, here's another video. Today I'm going to be talking about how to apply to Rotary. It's actually a fairly simple process now that I think about it. When I applied, it seemed really difficult, but I'm going to tell you how I found Rotary and basically what you need to do to apply and what are the requirements by Rotary needs for you to be an exchange student. I found Rotary by Googling it. As I recommend for anyone who wants to become an exchange student, the simplest way, it took me weeks to find it actually. I just Googled international exchange student programs for high schoolers. A bunch of other programs came up, and I'm not going to name any of them right now, but some of them were really expensive, and I knew that my parents would not go for that. So basically I kept trying until I found Rotary Youth Exchange, and what I did, and what you have to do is, if you Google Rotary Youth Exchange, there's going to be a website that you go to, and you're going to have to Google, or on the website, find your country, or state, or province, or prefecture, or city, and you're going to need to find a local Rotary club. Chances are that that Rotary club is going to have a website, and that Rotary club is going to be part of a bigger Rotary district. The way student exchange works with Rotary is that every area has a Rotary district. A Rotary district can be determined by pretty much anything. For me, the entire state of Florida is called a multi-district. Now, I'm in the most south part, so my district is, because Florida is so big, there are several districts inside Florida, so I am part of the southernmost district. Now, say you're in another state that's much smaller, the entire state could be one district. If you're in a province, maybe like in Canada, or every prefecture in Japan is a different district. So, once you find the Rotary district you are in, you're going to find Rotary clubs in your area, and you're going to find a bunch of websites. Most likely, the district website will have information on applying to become an exchange student. I don't know whether it's the same process for every district. All I know is how it works in Florida and how it works in Japan. If you find an application straight on the website, there's going to be a preliminary application. So basically, fill that out, and once you're done, they're going to look at it, and they're going to either send you the full application, or they'll just let you fill it out if it's already on the website. Once you've found the application, if there is no application on your district, or if there's no sign of Rotary at all, basically what you're going to do is there's going to be like a ask us a question box, or send us an email if you have a question. Type in there. That's what I did. I wrote, how do I apply to become a part of Rotary Youth Exchange? When I applied, actually, or when I asked that question, it was many months before I was able to apply, because Rotary is based on the year. You can apply in August of the year before you're going on exchange. So say, in my case, the August before I was a senior in high school, I applied to Rotary, and then that meant that my application would go through. It would take until about December to determine whether or not I was going to whatever country, and then the rest of the year went by. It was 2011, January until July, and then August of the next year of 2011 was when I left for Japan. So I applied in August of 2010 to be a part of Rotary Youth Exchange, and then I left August of 2011 to go to Japan. So the application process and the whole process takes a year before they let you go. Between applying and leaving, there are orientations, information sessions. Basically, Rotary prepares you. They do a really good job of it. If you apply ahead of time, make sure you've got a year before you want to go, because they're not going to send you immediately. So Rotary takes students, pretty much anyone from the ages of 14 to 19. Especially in America, this is the standard. If you're in high school, or if you want to go the year after you graduate high school, so as long as you are 18 before you leave, you're good to go. And I turned 18 right before I left for Japan, and when I got back I turned 19, so I was right in that frame. They pretty much accept anyone between those ages. You have to go through an interview process though to determine. And the way that Rotary works where I live is that I applied in August. Then in October I went to an information meeting session. I did my second application after that. And then in November there were interviews because they interview you to see pretty much if you're stable enough to become an exchange student, because there is a certain kind of person they're looking for to go on exchange. And I don't want to be selective or anything, but exchange is not for everyone. There are certain attributes in a person and certain kinds of personalities that Rotary looks for in exchange students. So that's what the interview determines. Through the application, you're basically just telling them your name, where you're from, your family information, like what's your origins and stuff, and then your medical history and insurance, because Rotary needs to know pretty much everything about you before they send you to a different country for a year. Because sometimes if they didn't know all those things, disasters could happen. So the interviews determine whether or not you are fit to be an exchange student, pretty much. And now I'm saying this, but honestly don't worry. They're just looking for someone who can handle being away for a year. Because there are students that have come back from exchange early because something's gone wrong, or they can't handle being away from their family for so long, or they broke one of the rules, which I'll talk about next time. The basic application, you've got to apply, you've got to find your district of Rotary, Google everything will come up on the internet. Nowadays everything is on the internet. The application probably is on the internet. When I applied, I had to print the application 5 times and everything had to be signed in blue ink, but since then it's changed. It's kind of like weird to imagine how, oh my gosh, it's only been 2 years and everything's changed now with applying. You'll have information sessions and interviews. It's basically like trying to get into not a job, but it's trying to be a representative or something like that. But make sure that you meet the deadlines. The application itself differs from district to district, so what I strongly advise doing is looking up your district, Googling Rotary Youth Exchange, finding your area, getting in contact with somebody, anybody on the website. It doesn't even matter if it's the president or the treasurer or anything, but you want to be in contact with as many people as you can to find that application and do it. And you're going to do it yourself. And pretty much once you've applied, Rotary kind of guides you. They don't necessarily hold your hand all the way, but they guide you and they'll let you know how to apply. Like I said, I can't say any specifics because it's different in every district, every state, every country, every province, every city even. So basically applying, very simple, Google it. If I've heard that Rotary does do like speeches in schools about exchange. In my case they didn't. I had to Google all by myself. But that's how you become a Rotary exchange student. I'll talk about the interviews in another video. And I'll talk about the rules. I'll talk about what they're looking for in an exchange student as well. So I guess that means until next time.